As in all the previous crises, COVID-19 will be the occasion for us to do better, emerge stronger, and become more united. Do not doubt. Do not fear. Jewel will shine again. Changi will thrive again. SIA will be a great way to fly once more. Our economy will prosper anew. Our children and our grandchildren will continue marching forward to build a fairer, ever more just and equal society. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
When they say, I want the PAP in government, but I also want an opposition, they are giving voice to the situation many Singaporeans actually feel, which is, we want an opposition in this house. There must be an opposition in this house. As the Prime Minister rightly said, I think we owe our loyalty to something larger. And we will do our best by Singaporeans. And if we're not good enough, we deserve to be voted out.
If you say, vote against the government because somebody else will look after getting the PAP government, and you just become a free rider, and you vote opposition, no harm, the PAP will still be there, then I think the system must fail. Because the system can only work if people vote sincerely, honestly, in accordance with what they really want, and to produce a result which matches their true intentions.
I don't think the residents in Aljunied, Hougang for 30 years now, and even Sengkang, as a result of the results of the last election, would appreciate being called free riders. They're not free riders. We're not just doing nothing, having been voted in. We're not just letting the other guy, the government of the day, do something. We've got to do what we have to do. We've got to run the town council, which is why Mr. Lee Kuan Yew conceived of the town councils in the first place. Because if you want to move forward in the system as an opposition member of parliament, you've got to prove your worth in the town council. And we've had growing pains. If we were bungling things up, I wouldn't be here today. My team wouldn't be here today.
Something is wrong when you say, I really want one government, but I will vote for another one. And the system will go wrong when you do that. And I think it is necessary that people understand this and understand what is at stake when you elect a government of Singapore. Elections are not just about the town council, they're also about electing the government for the country. And that's necessary for people to bear firmly in mind.
However many programs and task forces that we have, I believe the real danger facing us now is the perception of lack of social mobility and the presence of elitism. When I worked with my university's access schemes to encourage students from disadvantaged backgrounds to apply to top universities, we found there was often a lack of belief and confidence that held many of these students back. Often, they showed great potential, but it would never cross their minds to even put in an application, as they felt they stood no chance. Even for those who do apply and succeed, this perception can also persist. I remember once speaking to a volunteer who came from an underprivileged background. After obtaining a polytechnic diploma, he was successful in gaining admission, a place to read law at one of our local universities, and was about to start a training contract with a prestigious firm. When asked if he was a sterling example of our meritocracy, he replied firmly that he was instead an example of tokenism.
I would like Parliament to also invest in a new IT system to make it easier for any member of public to hold MPs to account, to check the attendance of any MP, to find the number of parliamentary questions asked, the number of times spoken on bills, budget, COS debates, motions, etc. This information is already public and can be obtained today, but not without some effort, including manual counting. I urge such records to be made available more easily with an online search platform. There should also be a parliamentary record of the outcome of MPs' proposals, which the Minister has agreed to study. I suggest that Parliament make available the option of lodging our speeches to be taken as read and made public to all. This also puts them to public scrutiny while at the same time creating a more efficient process. Having done this, time in this House should be spent on genuine debate and points of clarification or disagreement. We will be able to avoid repetition of points that waste valuable time. This will also hold MPs to account and for our constituents to see if we do indeed put our time and attention to parliamentary matters or whether we are simply going through the motion.